Good evening, and welcome to the podcast. Here are the latest transfer updates and managerial movements in the world of football reported today by Fabrizio Romano. In a significant transfer deal, Al Hilal has agreed with Wolverhampton Wanderers to sign Ruben Neves on a permanent deal worth €55 million. The Wolves have accepted the official proposal, considering Neves only had 1 year remaining on his contract. The parties are finalising the contract details and personal terms, and the deal is expected to be completed soon. Interestingly, Neves had previously agreed to terms with Barcelona a month ago. However, he is no longer waiting as Barcelona's new manager, Xavi, has other priorities for the club. In addition to Neves, Al Hilal has also submitted a bid for Kalidou Koulibaly from Chelsea, as they hope to strengthen their defence by signing the centre-back. Moving on to managerial news, Brendan Rodgers has agreed to become the new head coach of Celtic. The deal is in place and set to be finalised soon. This is a significant move for Celtic as they look to replace Ange Postecoglou, and negotiations have been ongoing for several days. In other transfer news, Real Madrid president, Florentino Perez, has confirmed that Joselu will sign next week. The deal is done and will be a loan move with a buy-option clause. Perez also stated that Joselu's signing will be Real Madrid's last for this summer. Ajax has made a permanent signing, acquiring Benjamin Taharovic from AS Roma for a fee close to €8.5 million. Taharovic will undergo medical tests in Amsterdam next week before signing a long-term contract with the club. Turning to managerial appointments, Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, is currently in advanced talks to appoint Luis Enrique as their new head coach. Negotiations are underway after talks with Julian Nagelsmann collapsed earlier this week. While PSG remains cautious until the deal is signed, Luis Enrique has already accepted the job, and ongoing discussions regarding his coaching staff are ongoing. Meanwhile, Barcelona is closing in on an agreement to sign Brazilian talent Vitor Roque. The deal is in the final stages, with a verbal agreement reached between Barcelona and Atletico Paranaense for a fixed fee of €35 million, along with €10 million in add-ons. The remaining aspects, such as taxes and commission, are yet to be agreed upon, with Deco, the new Barcelona director, working hard on finalizing the deal. Roque has shown a strong desire to join Barcelona, despite interest from other clubs. Personal terms have already been agreed upon, including a 5-year contract with a staggering €1 billion release clause. Ajax is closing in on another deal, this time with Roma, as they look to sign Benjamin Taharovic on a permanent deal. Negotiations are in the final stages, and the deal is expected to be sealed next week, with medical tests scheduled after the international break. Young Gambian striker Maman Sonyang, born in 2003, is set to leave Bayern Munich and join Hanover on a permanent transfer. This marks the second deal between Bayern and Hanover this week, following the completion of Brighter Ray MBI's permanent transfer. In other transfer news, Arsenal has shown concrete and strong interest in Romeo Lavia. The relationship between Lavia's camp and Arsenal is excellent, and talks have already taken place. However, timing will be crucial as Chelsea remains interested in the player. While Manchester United appreciates Lavia, they have not made significant advancements. It's worth noting that Manchester City has a buyback clause for Lavia, but it will only be valid in 2024. Moving on to other transfer news, Kai Havertz has expressed a clear desire to play for Arsenal. The player has been transparent with all parties involved in the deal, and personal terms were agreed upon a few days ago. Arsenal will be submitting a new official bid to Chelsea soon, hoping to seal the deal after the international break within the next 10 days. While Chelsea initially asked for a £75 million fee, they are reportedly willing to be flexible as the deal is likely to be completed for less. In a recent interview, Kylian Mbappé stated that he will stay at Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, for the upcoming season and will decide his future in 2024 as a free agent. He emphasized that many things can happen in a year, especially at a club like PSG. An agreement between Bayern Munich and Kim Min-jae is in the final stages, with only details remaining to be sorted for a 5-year deal. Although the South Korean defender is prepared to accept the deal, he has not yet signed. The release clause in his contract will become valid on July 1st, and unless other clubs send a new, more lucrative salary proposal next week, Kim is likely to join Bayern. The Declan Rice transfer saga is entering crucial days. Arsenal is aiming to move swiftly to avoid any surprises and will discuss a new bid after their initial £80 million offer was rejected. Personal terms with Rice are nearly agreed upon. Additionally, Manchester City inquired about the status of the Rice deal on Friday, with their decision likely contingent on Ilkay Gundogan's future. West Ham is preparing their first approach for João Palhinha. While it may not be an easy deal with Fulham, Palhinha is at the top of West Ham's list to replace Declan Rice. Edson Alvarez remains an option, but Borussia Dortmund is pushing to agree on personal terms with the player after sending a proposal. In another transfer update, it is understood that N'Golo Kante has completed the second and final part of his medical tests with Al Ittihad. The deal, which was revealed here 2 weeks ago, is set to be announced in the next few hours. However, the terms of the contract have changed, with the duration expected to be longer than initially anticipated. Several clubs, including those from the Premier League and Bundesliga, have shown interest in Benfica's centre-back Tomás Araújo. Araújo, who is currently with the Portugal U21 squad, will make a decision regarding his future after his international commitments. He previously captained Benfica in the Youth League in 2022 and recorded the fastest sprint in the Portuguese league, clocking 37.11 km per hour against Porto. Lastly, Dejan Kulusevski has become a Tottenham player on a permanent deal from Juventus. Spurs secured the services of the talented winger for a fee of €30 million, enjoying a €5 million discount compared to the original €35 million by option clause. That's all for the transfer updates. Stay tuned for more news as the summer transfer window progresses.